U.S. Army Sergeant First Class Jose Serrano has spent 27 years in uniform. He survived combat deployments to Afghanistan and dedicated his career to following orders and defending the country. But right now, his toughest battle is happening on American soil, and his opponent is his own government. Recently, federal immigration agents detained his wife. It brings up a harsh question we want you to weigh in on. Is it right for the United States to deport the immediate family members of active duty troops? Let us know your thoughts in the comments and subscribe as we dig into the details. Jose's wife, Deisy Rivera Ortega, and another military spouse, Annie Ramos, weren't living in the shadows. Both women were actively working with lawyers and attending routine, scheduled government appointments to get their military IDs and sort out their legal status. By stepping forward and following the government's exact instructions, they triggered the very system that had them handcuffed and placed in interrogation rooms. Immigration groups estimate 11,800 military families face deportation. That number comes from census data on the roughly 1 million married active duty and reserve members, where a fraction have foreign-born spouses who entered without inspection and struggle to obtain residency. To fix this exact vulnerability, the government created a policy called Military Parole in Place, or MILPIP. The logic behind MILPIP is straightforward. It grants temporary permission for a spouse to stay in the U.S. so deployed soldiers can focus on their mission, rather than worrying about their family being deported while thousands of miles away in a combat zone. But instead of protection, families are finding themselves targeted right where they work and live. Deisy, for example, was employed at 2 hotels inside Fort Bliss in Texas when she was detained. A policy specifically built to ensure military readiness has effectively become a dragnet, capturing the undocumented spouses it was originally designed to protect. Starting in 2017, MILPIP protections became strictly case-by-case, severing the automatic pathway to legal status. For Deisy, despite a pending application, immigration officials bypassed it entirely due to a prior 2019 deportation order for a misdemeanor illegal entry. She even held a valid work permit and had formal protection under the UN Convention Against Torture, which legally prevented her from being sent back to El Salvador. Yet ICE detained her anyway based on that older entry order. The system creates a catch-22. The act of applying for a green card or showing up to get a military dependent ID flags their undocumented status in the federal database. That action directly dispatches ICE agents to their appointments. The current interpretation of immigration law effectively punishes military families for trying to integrate legally and fix their paperwork. Because Deisy cannot legally be deported to her home country of El Salvador, the government has threatened to send her to Mexico, a third country where she has no ties and knows no one. This creates an impossible situation for her husband. As an active duty soldier, Sergeant Serrano is strictly restricted from traveling to Mexico. If she is deported there, they face permanent separation. Or take Annie Ramos. She was ripped away from Staff Sergeant Matthew Blank right at the Fort Polk Visitor Center in Louisiana. They had been married for just a few days, and Matthew was about to begin his deployment training. When a military family is left in a state of legal limbo, the impact reaches the battlefield. It directly degrades mission readiness. A force cannot be fully prepared to defend the country when its soldiers are distracted by their own spouses being detained at the base gates. So, is the United States breaking a promise to the people who volunteer to defend it? Let us know what you think of these policies in the comments below, and hit subscribe to stay informed on the issues impacting the military community.